Hey, what's up guys? It's
Domination.
coming at you, and today I'm going to be
Capture
talking to you
and defend
about
the
the
flags.
post-patch ASM1.
Enemy Goliath
But
inbound.
first off, I want to talk to you
Securing
about
C.
Call of Duty and what it's like whenever you're joining games, because sometimes whenever you're playing by yourself, a lot of times whenever you go to pick up a game, when you're entering into a new lobby, it'll just throw you into the middle of the game, and the majority of the time, it throws you onto the losing side, and very seldom, very rarely do you ever find yourself being paired up with the winning team. But this time, coming into domination, I was paired up with the winning team, which was absolutely amazing. And the entire time I'm using the ASM1. I don't think I use any other gun in this game, and just using the ASM1 because honestly, whenever it comes down to it, I'm not that good with the bow. I've got the skills to use it, but whenever it comes to competitive playing and stuff like that, you don't want me using an AR. I will let you down the whole time. But if you put a submachine gun in my hands, then I'm gonna do 3-4 times better than I would with an AR. I'm just an SMG player and more of an OBJ player with the submachine gun, so it helps me to try and slay out more, even though sometimes I don't really have that ability to. We're very every now and then. I don't like to think of it as inconsistent because I think it happens to everybody, but I try my best to be as consistent as possible when using ASM1.
Bravo, secure.
But coming into domination, for those of you who don't know anything about domination, there's 3 scores. There's 3 areas. It's like capture the flag content, but you're capturing the zone and you've hold it. And I come into this late and my team's already winning, so that's pretty amazing. But so every domination game is 10 minutes long unless you beat it with maxed out points, which is 200. But so it's 5 minutes one round and 5 minutes the other round, and you swap sides. But this entire game, like I told you, I'm using the ASM1. I'm using the ASM1. This is post-patch, and so it's got the slower firing rate, so it's for flat 750 RPM. Personally, I think post-patch isn't a nerf at all. I actually tend to view it as more of a buffing of the gun rather than nerfing it, simply because, to me, without the faster firing rate on it, it makes it an easier gun to use in the sense that it is a lot more balanced. It doesn't recoil near as much as what it used to. It's with the slower firing rate, it allows me to know when I need to stop and when I don't need to stop. And honestly, that's the biggest deal to me is the fact that it has a slower firing rate. I will actually know if my bullet. It helps me to. It's weird. It helps me to know if my bullets are actually hitting or not, and if I'm wasting bullets or not. So the post patch actually helps me out a lot. I personally think that the post patch could be viewed more as a buff than it being a nerf, simply because of how it's balanced now. I think it's a lot more stabilized than what it was before, and so you can come in with ASM1, and even though it's not that fast at shooting, unless you're using like a speakeasy or the reckless, because the reckless and speakeasy both have a faster firing rate going along with it. That's just instilled into it. But if you can just using regular ASM1, I tend to use the magnitude, which is still kind of like a stock weapon. You can't get rid of it, but I also try to use the ASM1s, just the regular ones, just so that I can continue to keep the feel of it for whenever I'm going into competitive matches and stuff like that, since you're not allowed to use anything out of stock. But yeah, guys, I came into this game and I was like, you know what, I want to make a video talking about this, because to me personally, the ASM1 is a lot better to use now. It's a lot easier. It's so much easier to get mid-range and cross-map kills with it, and to me, you can keep your sights on the target a lot better. You're not just shooting at them and going everywhere with it. To me, it seems a lot more controlled now. So whenever you're shooting at them, you don't feel like you're missing much of anything. You feel like you're on them the entire time. That's just me personally. Like this, I could be completely wrong, and I'm sure that somebody else could completely rebuttal everything that I've said. But to me, ASM1 is just a lot better now, simply because of the nerf. You know, like when I say nerf, I'm putting like emphasis on nerf, because I really don't think of it as a nerf. I think of it as more of a buff. Like I told you, because it's a lot more stabilized than what it was before. It's so much easier to use. It's so much more interesting to use too, seeing as how I actually enjoy the fact that they are listening to the public, and that they are strengthening or weakening the guns. It's very interesting to see how it's going to continue to play out until the next Call of Duty comes out. But like I said, to me, the new ASM1 has not been nerfed at all. It's a complete buff. It's so much easier to use, and I find it a lot more exciting to use, because even though, just to me, it's like when you come head on, if you're both using a magnitude, it's interesting to see who's going to win, because now it's not necessarily based on how many bullets you've already shot. It's based on let me see your gun skill. It's not luck, really. It's literal gun skill. But yeah, guys, this is the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, go ahead and drop a like, share, and subscribe. I'd really enjoy that. Thank you very much, guys, for all of your support. Bethesda out.